Welcome back to another episode of the Find Your Fuze podcast. We are so excited for today's topic. It's the first week of October.
Yeah, it is.
Insert fall leaves. You know what that means. Cue Mariah Carey. Our holidays are coming, and though we are very excited for it, and we're going to talk about it a lot in this episode, we're not skipping October and fall and Halloween because Kelly and I are both huge Halloween fans. So we need spooky vibes, we need pumpkins, we need cozy sweaters, and it's getting its full moment.
Yes, and we would definitely be lying to say that holiday season isn't literally here already.
Welcome to Find Your Fuze, the podcast and community for women who know they're meant for more.
We're your hosts, Brooke and Kelly, two founders, two entrepreneurs, and two best friends who are figuring it out just like you. Because if you have found that success is anything but a straight line, then you're in the right place.
Join us each week as we go through all things business and all things real life.
We're going to bring you along for the highs, the lows, and everything in between.
Grab your drink, get comfy, and get ready for a chat with your new best friends.
Let's like this shit.
If it was me and I owned a business and I was listening to this podcast, I would take my marketing very, very seriously. And that's what we've decided to do today. We want to come to you so that you are spit, spam, and ready to go throughout the entire holiday season. So we're here to really just be your marketing besties and get your brand marketing and all the like ready so that you're not swamped and hopefully everything will be smooth and productive and very, very, very abundant for you at the end of 2025.
But let this be your warning that if we see a Christmas tree before November 1st, we will personally come get you.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. We love you holiday Christmas people, but let's let October have its moment.
I haven't had enough Jack Skellington yet, so we are in it.
But timing really is everything when it comes to the holidays. So this is definitely still a timely conversation because if you do prep work now and you lay that runway now, you can actually enjoy your November and your December with your family instead of trying to stay in strategy documents. So before we dive in, as always, we're going to do duality. And this one is just going to be like kind of fun and lighthearted. So Kel, what is something you're looking forward to in this fall or holiday season? What is your peak holiday moment?
Oh gosh. Well, one of my favorite things is the holiday movie phenomena. So all things like I love horror, I love scary, I love jump scare, I love thriller, but then I also really love like Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town and Nightmare Before Christmas. Nightmare Before Christmas is my favorite movie. And so I have a long list of movies that I watch in Halloween time, and I love that for me. It's starting to look spooky outside. It's getting very Twilight, as we like to say here in the PNW. So it's getting misty, it's getting gloomy, the vampires are coming. It's kind of a whole thing.
I love that.
Yeah, what about you? What are you most looking forward to?
Honestly, same. Like for me, it's just vibes. Just vibes. Movies for sure. I've already watched Practical Magic. For me, I really can't, I guess, judge people who start Christmas early because I start Halloween and fall, like September 1, staunchly. And I'm even like chomping on the bits the last week of August. So I think I watched Practical Magic in August, if I'm being completely honest. It's fine. So movies are really my favorite part as well. And just like the fall festivities. Going apple picking, going to a pumpkin patch, doing all those things. Apple cider donuts. I look forward to these every year. Yeah. They don't even have to be fancy. It could be the Trader Joe's ones. I don't care. I fuck with an apple cider donut.
Yeah, I love it. I've never had one.
There's, oh my God, I just sent Lindsay a place here in New York that does gluten-free ones.
Yes, we will be doing that.
When you come, I have to be here for your first apple cider experience or apple cider donut experience. Oh, I'm so excited.
That's so exciting. Yeah, I love the caramel apple suckers are still my favorite sucker. I don't know if they're gluten-free. I actually haven't had one in years, but anyway, I love that. Like that tastes like Halloween to me.
I love that. Yeah.
Caramel apple, lime green, highly modified.
Apple and Halloween things. Mm-hmm. This is a rabbit hole. Do you remember bobbing for apples?
Yes, and how nasty that is.
Nasty that is. But like all of our parents let us do it.
Yeah. And it was just like a thing. It's just what you did. Yeah.
They don't do that anymore, right?
Today could never. Nope.
Could never.
No, I would be the house that would probably have that, and no kids would ever hang out with my kids anymore.
That would be the moment. That's how you like put the sign of like, I don't want to be the neighborhood house.
That's really funny, actually. Good work.
Okay, opposite end, Pitt. Is there something in the holiday season that you dread?
You know, I guess living so far away from family, like I'm blessed last year I got to see them. I'm going to be seeing them this year around the holidays. I think it's just hard. Like I wish it was easier in the US to travel to see your loved ones when you want to see them.
Mhm.
And so that is something that it's always like looming over me
Yeah.
as I live across the country. And I know you feel that too. I wish it was like Europe in America where you can just like get on a train and it's cheap and it's easy to get to where you want to go within the country. It's not. And that's honestly something that every year I dread, even though I love it here in
Yeah.
Seattle. What about
Honestly,
you?
not to copy your answer, but same. Like being far from family and not getting to see them on holidays sucks. And my husband works in retail, so that's his busiest time of year. So that's not to say he can't get any of the time off, but it is harder. So a lot of times, logistically, it works out better for us to go home either a little before or a little after. I don't know what it'll be this year, but yeah, I would say that's honestly the same answer for me. If I had to give a different one, just for the sake of not copy and pasting the
Yeah,
answer,
stop copying me.
yeah, it honestly would be the busyness that
I was gonna
I
say,
think the
even just like,
holidays have come to, if that makes
yeah.
sense. Like I miss the days where holidays just felt very nostalgic and like hang. And maybe I mean, obviously, I was a kid. I guess at the time I'm reminiscing to, I was a kid, so I guess I wasn't part of the hustle and bustle of prepping for holidays. So I'm sure this was always a thing, but. I miss that. I miss being a kid, getting to just like show up at the family gathering with 30 of my cousins and having the best time and eating sweets and doing all the things. I miss that. Like it is definitely an intention for me whether I'm staying here or I'm going home this year, whatever it ends up being, like I want to put an intention behind being more present and not getting lost in the shuffle of going from one party to the next party to buying these gifts to buying that, like just like the busy of it all.
Yeah.
Presents.
I was gonna ask like if it is harder for you and your hubby because it is the busiest time of year, but it's supposed to be the most magical and present, right? So like Alec loves his job and but like has to proverbially work basically the whole season.
Or mm-hmm.
Is that something that you dread every year? Or are you like he loves it and he loves like, that high sales season and he's thriving, so you enjoy seeing that in him? Or is it like, no, I wish he was home more?
I think both can be true at the same time, actually. His hours get extended during the holidays typically. So, like, the selfish side of me is like grumpy because I'm like, I'd rather you home with me. But he does really enjoy it. And it is fun to get to see him do that. And it is fun. Like, he's a very numbers driven person. So, and he is really fucking good at what he does. So, getting to see his excitement because he gets to lead his team and kill it with his team and crush it with numbers. And then him getting the recognition for his company for that, like, it's cool. It's cool to witness. But I wouldn't be mad at having him home earlier in the evening. We tend to be like 10:30 p.m. dinner people because of this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If we could just clone him and like half of him can just go to work the whole time, the other half can hang out with you. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. But I love seeing him get to do what he loves. So
Are you excited just to be in New York? It's more of like a magical Christmas place.
yes.
So
I'm so thrilled for fall here, Christmas here. Like I'm so pumped to be back in the city for the season. I love seasons, and being from Louisiana, I did not grow up with 4 seasons. Like you got mostly summer, winter, and then like a little bit of fall, a little bit of spring, and the winter isn't even like I know snow isn't magical when you have to live in it every day, but like Louisiana, because it's so humid, it's just like a bone chilling cold and it's just gross. And like, so here you get all of the seasons and you get the pretty parts of it and it's very festive and there's a lot of things going on in the city for the holidays. So I'm thrilled.
I love that. See, some of my favorite movies are like ode to Christmas in New York. So
Yeah.
like I'll watch You've Got Mail and that just makes me like want to be there for Christmas because it just looks so happy and hallmarky and cutie around Christmas time.
It is. Come visit.
Bad. All right. Should we dive into loving on the people?
We should. Disclaimer to everyone listening. We were like, yeah, we can totally do this episode. 30 minutes, fast hitter tips. We're 11 minutes in and we're still yapping in the intro.
Yeah. So love you all. Thanks for listening. But again, you listen to the Find Your Fuze podcast and you know that we like to talk to brick walls. So here we are.
Okay. So we kind of mentioned it earlier a little bit. Timing is everything. And I think that's a fun like conversation jump here for this episode. So it's October 2nd when this is coming out. Why do we have to start talking about holiday already? And honestly, probably should have talked about it even earlier. As the resident marketing expert, what's your take on this?
I mean, when it comes to holiday in general, Black Friday itself is not Black Friday. It's like 2 weeks before Black Friday or even the month of November. And so, yeah, I hate it too. I think it really takes a lot of the joy out of the rest of this holiday seasons. But again, I'm in marketing and I know that this is, a huge money driving part of the year, obviously. So I think for me, the earlier you can talk about what you're offering and even just like have that seasonality in your marketing, if that fits for your brand, the earlier you do that, the better. Because people know that it's coming and it's not like you haven't marketed all year and then all of a sudden end of October, you're like, these are all the sales I'm running. And people are like, where the hell have you been?
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening to this, it's October 2nd and you haven't emailed your list in a while, you haven't been consistent on social media, you haven't really thought about your strategy for the holiday season, I pray you literally pause right now in the episode and go do that, because your customers also deserve to know that you have exciting things coming, even if
Yeah.
you don't have it fully shaken out yet. Like just be
Yeah.
that one step ahead so that you can love on them better throughout the season, because the season's going to be hard on them
Mm-hmm.
in general. Like the buying season is tough on everybody, regardless if you're a billionaire or not,
Mm-hmm.
because people, it's a different type of season.
Mm-hmm.
So
People buy differently. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, you're going to get people that are thrilled that, we all had friends or even ourselves that would hang out at 2 a.m. outside of Best Buy when Black Friday started. And it was a thing. But now it's like an entire season of shopping and it's getting longer and longer and longer every year. But you have those people that the second Black Friday deals drop, they're immediately buying and then they wrap their gifts literally like December 1, they're done.
I envy those people. I unfortunately am are you like an early shopper or a late
No,
shopper? I am
I'm a
shopping
late
on
shopper.
December 23rd.
I am a late shopper to fault, and that sucks because I can't even like buy, wrap, and then walk to my like parents' house with gifts. It's like I need to plan more ahead, and I should take care of a lot of these like discounts. And usually I miss them all because I am that last minute shopper. And you speak to last minute shoppers very different than how
Yeah.
you speak to the early bird shoppers. And so just take that into account, everyone that's listening, and you own a business and you're thinking about your marketing plan, because messaging is different depending on who your buyer type is. And you might have a little bit of both. Or maybe
Yeah.
you have all of your people are buying my Black Friday deal and then you close shop and you're happy and you're off for the holidays. Some companies do that.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're open the whole time and you have a strategy for the Black Friday time, small Saturday, that whole moment. And you also have these people literally going to buy December 23rd, like Brooke and Kelly. How can I market to them and make sure they feel held in
Yep.
this season?
And how do you speak to them differently? If anyone wants an entire episode on buyer types, I know like
Oh, I get
marketing,
some learning about
branding,
it.
talking shop isn't necessarily the main focus of our podcast, but like that is what we do in our day to day in our agency. So we could do a whole, I don't even think we should go into them too deep here because it's a rabbit hole. We could do a whole episode on the buyer types because they are fascinating. And once you learn them, you'll be able to speak to your audiences so much more clearly and in a way that they actually can like digest it. And like Kel said, like you're speaking to the same buyer type differently at different times of year because holiday marketing is its own beast. And also, everyone's marketing more during the holidays. So, how are you making yourself stand out from that sea of sameness? And even just to kind of like close the circle of what you said earlier, because I just want to run it home. If you haven't been marketing and you're now like, okay, holidays are coming, it's time for me to get my holiday sales together, stop and like really rethink that. Because if your audience, one, you don't have a warm audience, period. A warm audience is the one that buys. A cold audience doesn't buy. And two, no one feels good feeling like you only want to sell to them. Especially today. I feel like in the age before social media, when like we were all just like, circling toys and things in a catalog or being sold to from commercials on TV, it was a little different. But now people want so much more of you. They want to see the behind the scenes. They want to see the lifestyle. They want to see the human. They want to feel the human. So just showing up to your social media after you ghosted it for the entire summer to go, hey, buy from me. Here's my Black Friday sale. It's not going to convert. I can really promise you that. So start that nurturing now. Start that daily posting or whatever the cadence is going to be for you. Email, like Kelly said too, like whatever it might be, start it now. And there needs to be a strategy behind the lead up to before you ever make that first call to action. Because your call to action doesn't have to be buy this from me. A perfectly great call to action for social media is also follow me for more content like this, engage with me in the comments here, like asking them a question to encourage engagement. All of those call to action set you up to where your buy this from me call to action works better. So how can you bring more of that into your marketing plan now as we lead into the holidays versus hard launching into the buy this?
Totally. And really hear us when we say, if you're not nurturing already, I need you to start yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to start yesterday, because it's okay to, every brand, like Brooke said, is going to be marketing during the holidays. They should be, otherwise you will be lost. However, there are ways that you can do it so that, like Brooke said, there's a lead in and it makes them feel so good for when the time you're like, this is happening, join me, or this is happening, buy this. There's a way that you can do it that's authentic to you and your brand and doesn't just sound like a sales pitch from the get.
Yep. If someone's listening right now and they either have ghosted their marketing channels or they've just been very hot and cold with them, not consistent, not completely happy with their strategy, what would you tell them to do today to be able to start nurturing that audience again and start warming them up? First step.
My number one first step would be show up in that like storyteller, deep, like, who are you as a brand? Why are you as a brand? Make sure people know the core values of who you are, why you are, and really why your product or service is really important, because they want to know and feel your brand so hard so that when you start selling, it's an easy sell. Like, they should already know what you're going to say before you're going to say it and be excited to buy before they're like, oh, it's 50% off. That's incredible. They should be like, I want to work with Brooke and Kelly because they've gave me so much of them already. Sales throughout the holidays should be immediate. Like, this shouldn't be a hard struggle. So for me, my first thing is just show up, period. Show up consistently, grab your email list, and maybe you have ghosted them. I would say that.
Call it out.
Hey, you know what? It's been a busy year. Holy shit, it's October.
Here's what I've been doing.
Yep.
Reintroduce yourself. Like, you could literally start with things that simple. This doesn't have to be this big strategy that you stare at a blank document for 30 hours. Like, the first post can be I've ghosted you. Here's what I've been up to. Photo dump of the last 6 months. Some takeaways, whatever. Behind the scenes of what you're doing now. Let me reintroduce myself. There's some new people here. It can be that easy. It can be that lifestyle. It can be that just like fun and lighthearted. And email can be the same. Like, all of those social ideas translate into email perfectly. You're just writing it instead of speaking it. So it doesn't have to be crazy, but start posting and start being the human behind the screen so that people can like actually want to love you.
That's what I was going to say. You have to be the human, because people are going to, again, they're going to know if you're selling to them. So just be like, hey, I've been gone for a few months. It's been wild. Let's talk about it. And also, the holidays are coming. I'm really excited to show up in front of you again. That brings me joy. And this is my why of my business and why you should care about it. Bet you have me instantly. Like, okay, because they're building that rapport and they want to love on you. So that is literally probably the best advice that I could give for someone, is just like show up and do it authentically, and just start loving on your audience, because A, they deserve it, but B, don't be afraid either if you have been ghosting, because I think that's really okay. Life happens. Life gets hard in seasons. Life changes. It's busy, and all of a sudden we're in Q4.
I think one thing I'll add there too is, if you're listening to this and you are like, oh gosh, I've been ghosting, or maybe you haven't been ghosting, but you're just, again, feeling stuck and not feeling happy with where you have or how you have been showing up. It can feel daunting to know, like, fuck, I have a shit ton to market for. I need to make some sales this holiday season, whatever it may be. And it's easy to feel like you need to show up everywhere. Pick 2. 1 social and then email. Because I know Kelly's going to be like, please email. And it's true. Email, you own your list. Like, it's not rented real estate like social media is. Your web and your email are the 2 things that you can own. So pick 2. Pick your main platform that your people are in, the one you enjoy to show up in, and the one that your ideal audience actually hangs out around. So, like, if you love TikTok, but your ideal client isn't there, and you're like loving Instagram as well, like, if you had to pick the one that you love and they love. Obviously. So pick 1 social platform and pick email, and just start there. You do not need to show up everywhere in all of the ways, because if you're already overwhelmed and you're coming off of a season of ghosting, you're going to burn out in a week. I promise. Maybe 2. So pick 2.
I love it. I think that's an amazing way to kind of lead into the holiday season. Okay, so yeah, in general, timing. We're already behind, and everyone is behind, but don't worry about it, because we can pick this up, and we want to make sure that you feel so good being with your family over the holidays and you're not crazy stressed. So that's why you should start marketing
now. And part of that too is also mapping out your content calendars and launches and promos and all that for the rest of the year. So yes, getting started is also getting started with that nurture post now. But if you do want to launch something November 28th, then okay, let's backtrack 6 weeks. Where are we at? What date is that? When does the nurture content that needs to specifically kind of nod and speak to that launch or that promo start to need to get like synced in? Create that content calendar now so that you aren't planning this all week by week, because your content will, one, speak to each other way more eloquently and authentically because you've planned it all out and ensured post A and post B and post C and post D all make sense in order and together. And two, you can batch it all, which batching is one of our next topics because it will make your life easier in the entire year, but holidays especially, when you do want to have more time for life outside of business, because we all deserve that.
Heck yeah, absolutely. So let's just dive into it. What would you say are your best batching tips? Because you've helped me batch better, which I love.
So this is how my brain works, and I will share it with anyone. Take it or leave it if you like it. For me, batching is easiest when I chunk it out into what I'm doing. So I know I'm not alone in this. If I am recording one day, like I'm creating content, like I physically need to show up on camera, take pictures, leave my house, look cute, whatever, I probably am not going to feel like editing in that same day. And also, when I'm editing content, I love nothing more than to be wearing sweatpants and like cozied up on my couch and probably giving myself a neck ache because I'm like looking down like this the entire time, but I'm like in a cozy little ball. I'm not going to feel cute on those days to record. So what I do is I batch everything out by day. I will strategize my content on one day. That is one day. And then I will, and when I say strategize, I don't just strategize what the post is, but I will go down to the line, and Kelly and I do this for clients all the time. What shots are going to be needed to create that content? If this reel is something I want to create and it's a day in the life, cool. I need to make sure that I get a video of me grabbing my coffee cup, pouring my coffee, getting dressed, walking out of the, like I will script what is going to happen. And it's not inauthentic because one, you can still change things in the moment. And two, like it's all stuff that I'm like, I know I would do that in my day in the life. And this is just a reminder to help me remember to get these pieces of content. And then as I go, I literally have them in checklist form so I can just check. That is all one day. Strategizing, planning shot lists, planning what I'm going to wear for those days. It's prepping. Recording is its own day. The day that you actually need to be out and about and recording content, get that all done in one day. Everything you can, at least. I know sometimes things happen in the moment and behind the scenes stuff kind of happen day to day. Continue to take clips throughout the week. But when it comes to like big batching and you're like, I know I have these 30 reels that I need to make, have extra outfits, record them all in one day. No one's going to know. It literally doesn't matter. It's efficient. And then lastly, editing and caption writing happen on its own separate day. To me, being able to split it up in days versus feeling like I have to get everything done in one day has made it so much easier, so much more digestible, and just so much more fun. Because I will tell you, when I tried to batch content and do everything in one day, from planning, recording to editing, I would never get past like 5 reels and then I'd be exhausted.
Totally. Yeah, your brain is like on overdrive doing every single piece. And so long story short, that's what works for us. That is how we do it with our client, every single client, because we know where it is and how it's like when it's not that organized and it's not that scripted out, really. I think there's power in being prepared. And so every time we're like, yeah, we just need a clip of you from the back pouring your coffee for 3 seconds. They're like, okay, this seems insane until they get into it. And then they're like, oh my gosh, this was the easiest checklist ever. Now you can have all the clips. Please do make it. And we're like, amazing. It's just so much easier, even on a client to client basis, for Brooke and I and our team to make sure that we are successful and they're successful if we're all set up and prepared. Literally just this week, we sent a client an entire shot list because they're going to be working with a videographer, and that's so dang exciting. And we're like, let us just at least help you because we're the ones building the marketing plan. So how can we help the videographer and help you get content better while you're all together? Yep. And I'm really excited about that because I'm excited to see how the videographer does. I'm excited for the videographer's side to be like, wow, this was a lot, or this was amazing and organized. So I'm excited about that in general. That's just like a current client project that I think is amazing. And so if you guys have any questions about that, please don't hesitate to ask. Again, Brooke and I do it all the time for ourselves, literally for ourselves and all of our clients constantly.
Yeah, batching really has been a life-saving thing. And then also you can then have all of those videos edited either in your phone, or we are big like Dropbox/Google Drive people because we have a team. So being able to have it somewhere where Kelly and I are also not even in the same state. So have it somewhere that we can both access it easily. When it comes to post day, we have it organized down to a Google Doc that has reel linked here, cover linked here, music linked here, caption, copy and paste it from here, because all of it has been planned and batched and organized, and it's in one beautiful place so that posting really can be easy when it comes to those days. So when you are in the thick of Christmas and holidays and all the things, and you're running from Christmas party to grabbing your kids at school and all the things, if you have it to where everything is batched and ready to go for you, it's not going to feel like as big of a lift when you're in the middle of a launch or a sale. Because it's already done. The work is done. Now you're just hitting go. And that is half of a quarter of a successful marketing plan, honestly, because where a lot of people, I think, fall short in their marketing is hitting burnout, and then they fall off of the consistency, and then they're starting this cycle all over again because they're having to rewarm their audiences. So if you could just get it to where you can cross go and collect $200 with ease, everyone's lives will be easier.
Totally. And I know it's spooky season and maybe you have been ghosting people for a while, but that doesn't mean even when you're prepared.
You've had that in your back pocket.
But even when you're prepared, what you don't want to do is hit go and hit post and then literally leave it. Like that also will really not help you and support you as much as it could with all that work that you just did with batching and multiple days and scripting and all that stuff to just post and ghost. There's an engagement piece and a connection piece that is also very, very important, especially in social media. That would be like walking into a networking event, making eye contact with someone, and just like turning around and leaving.
It's really awkward.
It is really awkward. No one wants that. But in all seriousness, don't post and ghost, because that's also an important piece. Like, have amazing content that you love and that's serving your customers and clientele and potential customers and clientele. But also comment on their stuff. Like there's so much social that you can do on social media that will help you perform better because people want to come and see what else you have going on.
Make social again. It's the point. The apps will literally reward you more if you are more active on it, and that does not mean doom scrolling. Correct. As a fellow doom scroller.
Correct. I mean, we've all been there. It's built that way. Yeah, exactly.
So the next portion of this that I know I'm really excited to talk about is your branding and feeling festive and holiday spiritful. As a brand designer, I want to tell you to not return your logo into a green and red mess for the holiday season or a black and orange mess for the holiday season. And I'm not saying you can't, but I'm saying be thoughtful about it.
Yeah, we don't want just like your logo with a Christmas tree next to it. Like that's not what we mean when we say holiday marketing. That's not it. Yeah. So don't hear what we're not saying.
Correct. So we've talked a lot about marketing and showing up on social media, but I think the next big thing that people need to think about more when it comes to their holiday marketing is how to do it in a way that feels authentic for your brand. So not only in what are you saying and how are you marketing this? Is it something silly? Is it something serious? Is it a carousel? Is it real? It's not in those, not just in those tactical hows, but how is your brand showing up in this holiday season? Of course, we all want to feel festive. Like we do it with our homes. When the holiday season comes, you take out the spooky decor. When Christmas comes, you take out the Christmas tree or the menorah. Like you take out all of the things. And so, of course, we want to do that for our brands too. We want them to feel festive. But the thing with branding and your brand power and your brand recognition is it's built on what people are used to seeing from your brand. So your colors, your fonts, your logos, your visuals, all the way you show up, ideally, you're showing up really consistently with all of those things. You're using your colors in the same ways. You're using your logos in consistent ways. You don't want to just throw that all out of the window when it comes to holiday. And there is a power in changing things up a little bit for the holiday season for it to feel fun and fresh for your audience and to stand out for holidays. But there is the balance of still making sure it feels like you and still feels like your brand. So think about when you're creating your visuals, how can you make your logo a holiday iteration, or how can you make that post feel Christmassy but also still feel like you? For us, how can it still feel like Fuze the agency but with a Christmas twist or a Halloween twist? How can we bring in elements that are classic and nostalgic for Christmas or all of these different holidays while still showing up as your brand first? Because if you just turn everything into a Christmas tree plus your logo, it's just not, it's going to get lost in the sauce. There's so many other Christmas trees out there, you know? So like, how can you show up differently festively, but authentically as well.
Do you want to give the people just an example, even like use our brand? Like what's an example that you would use with our stuff?
So a great example, if anyone needs something more tangible, Starbucks does this really, really well. And so when you think about Starbucks, their holiday branding, they're not changing their logo. It's still the green mermaid that we're all used to seeing. So when we see it on a cup or on a gift bag or on anything, we immediately know, like, and trust because we know it's Starbucks. And they've built that know, like, and trust, and that recognition is still there. But they've also made it a fun thing where they launch holiday patterns every year. And so these cups come out with different patterns that feel festive, feel nostalgic, give all of the fun feels that you want when you think of holiday, but they're putting their regular logo on top of it, or maybe a white version of their logo, again, that we're also used to seeing. So how can you bring in maybe a fun texture or a fun pattern to make your stuff feel more festive and holiday, or gift bows or different things like that, different small elements within your brand that you can complement your true branding to, versus just changing everything to be weird clip art from Canva of Christmas trees and Snoopy and pumpkins. And I love pumpkins. We love Halloween. We post a lot about Halloween, but how can you do it in a way that feels authentic to your brand? If your brand is very luxe and elegant and like elevated, and that's the vibes that your brand normally gives, cheap art from Canva is not going to feel good to your audience. It's just not. So maybe you want all leaves to be a part of the campaign. How can you make those feel more elevated? So think of it in that way.
I love it. I think that's a really beautiful example. Starbucks, again, you know, they start the fall season, and we've talked about this before.
Yeah.
The second those red cups come out, people know immediately, like, I'm going to go get a latte from Starbucks because I need to have one of those cups. You know, it's like they know it's already coming. Why do they know it's coming? Because it's consistent. And Starbucks loves on their customers on a consistent basis. And again, we're not all Starbucks. We don't have Starbucks budgets, but you can still do that in small ways so that your customers feel that know, like, and trust, and that seen, heard, valued, so that when you do launch something or you're having a sale, they're like, immediately yes.
Yeah.
Immediately yes. I'm grabbing my wallet. I'm running to you immediately because I want the proverbial Starbucks new cup.
Correct. And what Starbucks has done so well there too, this is turning into a Starbucks episode, is, like you said, people, they know, like, and trust it. They've really worked for years to build their brand recognition. They didn't have this overnight. You have to build this. You get that only organically. But they are not reinventing the wheel every year with their marketing campaigns at all. If anything, I would actually say it's the same. Like, it lacks creativity in that way. And I say that with love. It's the same. But also, that is the strategy. Of course, they may have like a new pattern this year, or like, I'm not knocking their creativity. They're freaking geniuses, but they're not reinventing the wheel. They are doing the same thing every year because it works. It's familiar. It's recognizable for them. So you can do those same things for yourself in your business. Your holiday campaign this year does not have to be this wild, new, off the wall invention. Yes, you want to stand out. Yes, you want to stick out from the sea of sameness, but how can you make it to where you're not reinventing the wheel over and over and over again? Find something that works well for you and repackage that.
I love that. And just one little plug, if anyone from Starbucks is listening, we love you. I am in Seattle. I would love to come and love on your marketing team. However, if you come out for the second year in a row without a toasted white mocha, I'm going to lose my mind. Moving on.
There's there.
Shameless plug for my love of Starbucks toasted white mocha.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so outside of like staying true to your brand and really like that consistency piece, should we touch on storytelling for a second? Because that is just such a huge way to connect with your humans. And we live in a robotic age, right? When people are using AI for a lot of things, but the robots aren't buying things yet, right? It's still humans that are buying from other humans. And there is that connection piece that we need to make sure is there. So the holidays, again, something that you'll want to think about when you think about the personas is the holidays are sometimes really amazing and joyful for some people, and then also the exact opposite for others. Mm-hmm. So be aware of that. Some people dread the holidays because they're missing a loved one, or they can't, you know, their life wasn't like yours growing up. And so it's very, very different on how people interact in person and online. So just make sure that that awareness is there when you are talking about holidays. Also, there's a beautiful inclusivity piece where it's not just Christmas, right? There are other holidays that happen throughout this time, and that's such a beautiful way to bring people together
Mhm.
in every aspect to really finish the year strong.
Yeah.
So let's talk storytelling for a second.
Yeah. I think storytelling, one, this is advice that we've talked about on the podcast before, and it's something that you could use year round. This is not just holiday advice. However, the nostalgia and story, I'm gonna mix in nostalgia with storytelling because to me they are the same in many ways. The opportunity you have for it around the holidays is elevated, in my opinion, because everyone has, or many people have, that holiday tradition that they grew up doing, or that story, or that the Christmas Snoopy special, like whatever it may be for them. And it gives you this fun opportunity to be able to make nods to different nostalgic things that are huge during the holidays from either your childhood or in your audience's childhood. And you can bring that into your marketing and people will automatically like it more because it's that. So, for example, The Grinch.
Oh, I've been waiting to talk about the Grinch this whole time.
We should find that clip from that speaking gig you did last year where you like did the dance on stage.
Ooh, I did in person in front of people live.
But like, how can you reference those fun, nostalgic things that have such cult followings? You want it to be authentic to your brand. So again, I'm going to beat that dead horse, keep coming back to that. But there is so much opportunity. The Grinch, Home Alone, Elf. Like, I could go on for hours on different like nostalgic, fun storytelling, pop culture moments that you could really bring in.
Totally. I also think like, you know, we're talking about like stay authentic to you and true to your brand, like amen, end of story, point blank, period. If there's part of your why that you're doing this because, you know, you want to give back to your community, or you know, your mom was the biggest support in your life, so you now have a product that's giving back to mothers, or however that is, how can you do that? Like, how can you love on mothers differently throughout the holidays if that's part of your why? Or how can you give back to your community if that's one of your core values is community and really collaboration? I think there's so many beautiful ways that you can really stand out as a brand just by being in your community and loving on others and helping them have the best holiday.
Yeah. I think that even is a fun call out to, just because the holidays are coming does not mean you have to have a sale. And it's not that I necessarily want to go down that rabbit hole of conversation, but there are other ways to show up in your brand and do something fun and different. And it could be a give back moment.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Kelly said, highlight those moments in your values, but like maybe for Black Friday, instead of it being everything is 70% off, maybe it's a X amount of proceeds go to this foundation that you're supporting or this effort or whatever it may be. There are so many ways that you can stand out differently in the holidays without it just being, oh, I guess I have to discount everything to 50%. How can you tell the story of why you're doing this? What's that mission? What's that root there? And how can you bring that in?
I think in a storytelling realm, if you have something special from your nostalgia and your traditions growing up, share that as a founder and use that as part of your why throughout the holidays and why you're working so hard and why you want to give a better life to those around you. It could be because you loved your huge family gatherings and maybe you don't have them anymore. So you're making your own with your community. There are really beautiful ways that you can bring in your why storytelling and then also loving on others without it being 70% off, free candles for everyone, you know, whatever
Right.
it is. But we do love free candles when that comes out from Bath and Body Works because again, that is part of my like tradition and nostalgia is like when I bring out my Christmas candles,
The candles.
my gosh, you know.
My fall ones have entered the chat already.
Oh yeah, mine too. And it's glorious. But just be mindful of that and lean into storytelling a little bit because there's never too much story when it comes to
Ever.
a brand. I think that's something that people are worried about is like over marketing and over talking and we're chatty Cathy's here, obviously, but there's such a beautiful way that you can really show that, especially in the season that we're coming into.
Yeah. So tell the story. By nature, humans love storytelling. That's true back to the dawn of time. Think about when you were a little kid, you always wanted to be read a book. Like people love storytelling. People love hearing a story. So tell them a story.
Mm-hmm.
They will connect with it more.
I love it. I think the last like main point that we can really tell people is really about simplifying their workflow throughout the holidays because there is enough in the world that's going to be happening and we're telling you to market and stay consistent and all of that stuff, but consistency can still be simple and it doesn't have to just be throwing spaghetti at the wall. So be consistent but strategic. And sometimes the must post and must send emails are just as important as sending 5 of them in 1 week, depending on your schedule.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Don't let a holiday season go by that you are so lost in the strategy and the business that you're not remembering why you're doing this to begin with, and spending time with those you love, whether it be family, friends, kids, whoever it may be for you. Simplify your workflow so you can be more present and enjoy those moments and make those memories. And sometimes that means you're not keeping up with every trend that comes out during the holiday. But if you have this marketing strategy that you're planning now in October, not in November and December, and if you need help, literally DM us. We will help you. We do this. You can be more present in those moments because you have everything ready. You know it needs to go out. You have it already made. You have it already batched. You have the caption already written. You have the email already written. All you're doing is hitting go on things. So release the pressure of needing to stay on top of every single trend. If there is one that lights you up and you're excited to do it. But if you're having a crazy week and there's holiday party after holiday party and you've put out your anchor posts that you had already batched from your strategy and a trend comes out that you feel like you just have to do, release that. You don't.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you must. Cut out the extra.
I love it. I love it. There's a way to be consistent without being constant. I think that's also something that, I know one of my favorite quotes of yours that I've heard you say over and over and over again is create more than you consume. And especially in this time of year, people are on their phones scrolling more and more because there's so much to see. There's so much happening. And a lot of people use social media, especially today, as an escape from reality and from what's going on around them. So if you have a chance to be present with people, post, engage, put the phone away.
Yes.
Because you'll thank us later for that presence.
100%. The presence is the present. Yeah, that was cheesy.
Stop it. Oh my goodness.
That's a beautiful place to end it, though, because the holidays mean nothing if you don't make memories, in my opinion, with anyone. Yourself, your loved ones. So,
cats.
Your cats.
Totally. Well, till next time, everybody, enjoy the holidays, and we want to hear what your favorite holiday movies are. So let us know what those are. DM us, email us. We want to know.
We have 3 action items for you from this. Let us know your favorite holiday movies. It is very important. Let us know if you want an entire episode on buyer types. Comment, please. We will do it. And then truly DM us if you need help with your marketing or your branding or any of the things. That is what we do at our agency. And we don't talk about that a ton on the podcast, but for anyone who doesn't know, that's our day job. So this is what we do, and we love to help people with it because your mission is our mission. So let us know.
I love it.
That's all I got.
Okay, love you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. We have new episodes coming out every Thursday, so we will catch you in one of the next ones.
And please take some time, follow us on @FindYourFuze or email us at info@findyourfuse.com for all inquiries and all exciting things that you want to chat with us about. We love building this community and we love you. Take some time and leave a review. Anything above 5 stars, we'd love it. But really, we appreciate you and we appreciate your feedback in any form, because the more feedback we can get, the better we'll get. Okay, love you. Bye.